Hi, everybody, it's Kay, and today I have the absolute pleasure of reviewing for you Stand Your Ground by Victoria Christopher Murray. I can tell you that this book is fantastic. I gave it 5 stars. It was very, very difficult for me to get through, and that is because it's so realistic. It's poignant, current, thought provoking, and it will tug at your heartstrings. I cried while reading this book, and I know that you might too. So, regardless of your race, regardless of your culture, regardless of if you're male or female, you're going to love this book. Give it a chance. I promise you that you cannot read this book and not feel something. Promise you that. Okay, so normally when I do a book review, I speak off the cuff. But today I have notes because there's so many elements to the book that I didn't want to forget. I wanted to share with you so you may see me reading a little bit. This book is about a young black man named Marquise Johnson who is murdered by a white man named Wyatt Spencer, and Wyatt uses the stand your ground law as his defense. The story is told from the points of view of Janice Johnson, Marquise's mother, Meredith Spencer, Wyatt's wife, and then finally Wyatt himself. And this book basically is about the murder and the stand your ground law. It is the crux of the book, the heart of the book, and the primary plot of the book. But I pulled so many other things out of this book. I'm not going to give you any spoilers, I promise you that. I hate spoilers. But there are some elements of the book that I just wanted to share with you. The book to me is about marriage, and it's about discovering who your spouse is or your partner is and your decision to stay with them after you learn who they really are. To me, that's a very strong testament of a marriage is when you really get to know that other person, but you decide to stay anyway. The book is about forgiveness. It is about forgiving yourself and forgiving others, allowing yourself to release that weight from your shoulders and forgive someone and move on, making the decision whether you're going to repair a relationship or whether it's severed forever. Regardless of what you choose, you have to forgive in order to move forward for yourself. Also, the book is about interracial dating and not judging someone by the color of their skin and not assuming someone's actions or behaviors just because of the color of their skin. The media plays a tremendous role in this book. The media is a big character in this book, in my opinion, and the way people can spin the media or use the media to incite fear, anger, empathy. If they want to cast you in a negative light, someone could spin the media to do that using sound bites and pictures, your associations, past or present. And I love the way that she wrote this. Oh, she did such a I'm just sitting here thinking she did such a fantastic job with building that character of the media. And finally, this book is about parenthood. My heart bled for Janice Johnson, but I would be remiss if I didn't mention Tyrone Johnson. Tyrone Johnson, Janice's husband, Marquise's dad. I love this character in this book. He was such a strong, loving, kind, and supportive man. He is the kind of man that a woman needs in her life, someone who is loving and forgiving and understanding, but strong and will stand up for his family, is committed to taking care of his family. I just love the character of Tyrone, and I loved Janice's relationship with Tyrone in this book. Now, I know the video is approaching 5 minutes, and I don't want to take up much more of your time. However, there's a passage in the book that I really, really want to share with you. It is a part of the funeral scene, and it really, really touched me, so I want to share it with you, and maybe this will encourage you to go out and pick up the book so that you can get a true sense of all the messages that Victoria wanted to relay to us in writing this book. This is Janice speaking. Can I have one more moment? He nodded. But then my moment turned into 2 and 3, and by the time too many moments passed, though my hand was still on the casket's lid, it was Tyrone who closed it, taking my son away from me forever. Tyrone led me back to the pew, but my knees wouldn't bend. So I stayed standing and my husband stood next to me. Soft cries and sniffles filled the air of the sanctuary as the attendants sealed the casket, twisting the keys, locking each of the corners. Pastor Davis raised his hands, and finally everyone in the church stood with me and Tyrone. The pallbearers lined up, then carried my son out, and Tyrone held me once again as we followed the casket and Pastor Davis down the center aisle. The sorrowful air was so thick, I felt like I was going to choke on it. It was so hard to breathe. Or maybe it was that I didn't want to breathe, because breathing was for life. So I didn't need to take any more breaths. What for? It was official. Now my life was over. Oh, that passage right there just really, really touched me. Again, I think this was a wonderful book. And also, I don't want to not mention Meredith. I love the way that Victoria wrote from the perspectives of Janice and Meredith. I love the character of Meredith, believe it or not. There were some things about her that I really love the way Victoria wrote her feelings and her thought processes. I thought she did a terrific job with that. I think that Meredith was writing from Meredith's perspective in addition to Janice's perspective was a great idea. I'm so glad that she presented another side to the story through someone else's lens, instead of just a one-sided story. So kudos to Victoria for that. I'm so glad that she did that. I truly enjoyed this book, and I believe that you will too. So when you get a chance, pick up Stand Your Ground by Victoria Christopher Murray. Don't forget to like this video. You may share this video. Also, don't leave my channel without subscribing and checking out some of my other videos. So I hope you enjoyed this one. I know that you're going to love this book. I don't know how many times I'm going to say it, but pick it up, stand your ground, Victoria Christopher Murray. And until next time, everybody, you know what to do. Keep reading.